What's good? Ooh, it has been a minute. Just trying to make sure we're good on all my records and stuff. So, yeah. So, don't know who's all here right now, but welcome in. Yeah, it was a good trip, man. We managed to do a lot of stuff. It was good to see my family. I took lots and lots of pictures of stuff, so we'll probably be covering a bit of those as we go. So I guess kind of staying around the neighborhood I was in. My parents not happy with me taking pictures, but at least in that one, because it kind of snuck it on them. So we went down to, I guess this area on the train stop was, España was the train stop that led to here. This apparently was an old bullfighting arena that they turned into a mall. So this is a little further down as well. You can kind of see in the outside of what used to be an old military fort, but now it's a museum. Which I'm like, that's a fucking ornate-ass military fortress. I cannot remember the name of it, and I apologize. It's just some of it out front of it. Staircases leading around. The foliage was, I particularly enjoyed just, you know, seeing the architecture of everything. Just a view from there of the city. You can see the big ass Sagrada Familia right here. Which we visited that later, so we'll see more pictures of that as we go on through this. Yeah, I had a little busker down here. This is from the front, and of course my damn finger's in the way. But it's a really nice view of this area. Now this is the National Art Museum. I just took pictures of the outside. We didn't go in, but just all these buildings just have this like several hundred-year-old looking stonework. Still the same area. I think now we're walking to another area, just kind of scoping it out. Here's a big bus station, and over here's a little, I guess, lake thing with some fountains and, you know, plenty of places just to hang around. This big old dragon statue right here was also had like a slide that came out the front of it. I think you'll see that in another picture. I'm assuming these things used to be some old ass guard towers. Otherwise, I have no idea what the fuck they are. But they look cool, so I enjoyed that very much. See, they have a Palestine flag painted onto the steps. Here's the slide I was talking about for the dragon's head. This was at one of the parks. I think the flowers had just started falling. They got a lot thicker over the course of the week. I walked through this park several times. You know, most little parks, there's basically like almost every city block's got some kind of park in the middle of it, some kind of communal space. So I took pictures of this because apparently these parakeets are an invasive species they brought here as pets and let go, and they just started loving the area. So now they just basically live like pigeons, except they're noisier. There's a couple more of them too. They blend in so well into the grass. A lot of rolling doors for stores have either graffiti on them or they have art. And I found this Majin Buu. I thought that was really cool. I enjoyed that one a lot. You'll see a lot of that. So this was on a walk. My back is towards the prison, which I have a whole gallery of that in a moment. I just wanted to go through just these pictures first. But it's just an intersection. You know, they have kind of these octagon-shaped intersections everywhere. Traffic works a little differently there than it does here. The crosswalks are way, way back. So people turning, they have to stop before the crosswalk, but they can make the turn out of the intersection, basically. This was inside one of the stores, a bazaar. I saw that Italian brain rot with this fucking character and just kind of laughed. I'm like, oh my god, there's stuff for it. In fact, it looks like most of it was sold out because this was pretty empty. I got a picture of the some of the intersection stuff. So, you know, this is the traffic light for the cars. This is the lights for pedestrians, because I was at the crosswalk. And this is for the corner cars to let you know, hey, you need to stop. Just more of the art on the doors. This Brazilian jiu-jitsu place was closed when I took pictures of it. I think they opened in the afternoon, and this was an early walk. So this is the same kind of courtyard for this block. You know, same stuff. I just had to pick up a lot more of this graffiti everywhere. It's just... It looked cool to me. I don't know. I took pictures of everything I thought looked cool. This caught me off guard, seeing in the grocery stores all the eggs are not in a fridge. They are stacked up in pallets in an aisle. But it's because they treat their eggs differently. They don't do the egg washing like we do in the States. When you do that, then the bacteria can get in. Which everybody there is immunized to that bacteria. That makes sense. They don't need to store their eggs. They last longer. Just walking down the street, you know. Just kind of some of the views. Again, like I said, every time there's a closed business, looks like they put a bunch of art on their stuff to get people to not tag all over it, but it looks like it was tagged up and then they put art on top of it. They have Little fucking Caesars out there. That caught me off guard. This is the biggest fucking restaurant that I saw there. And it's 2-story, technically 3, because it had a basement where all the bathrooms were. But 3-story fucking Burger King. Fucking Burger King. Like, every building's got the stores built in underneath. This fucking Burger King gets its own building. I was walking down the street one night and I saw this motorcycle just parked all by its lonesome. But there's parking spaces there. It's just in the middle of a big fucking intersection. So, yeah, that was fun. Piece of art near the, I keep calling it the arena. But, yeah, whatever that mall is now. There's that arena lit up at night. They had Taco Bell there. Thought that was strange. But that was inside the mall. But there's a couple of them that were outside. They had a Subway, too. I was kind of surprised to see me getting food at not those places. Over here at Boca. Which I got. I like their signs. Kitchen non-stop, even though technically it does stop. 10 p.m. But yeah, picture of mall empanadas, basically. I think they're exactly what you'd expect a mall empanada to be. Pretty good little brownie, though. They didn't have any ice cream, because I was going to get some with it. Started eating it and realized, oh shit. I took this picture because there are so many fucking scooters, man. Most people ride scooters through the city because the streets are so small. But tons of scooters and motorcycles. That's a huge thing out there. I don't know if I'm taking a picture of anything specifically, but... Oh, yes, I am. Garbage truck. They got these big crane arms to pick up the trash on the side of the road and put it into the back of the truck. It's a random Argentinian restaurant I ran across. Plenty of those. They specialize in beef. Since apparently beef isn't a big Spain product, they're more pork, which I did not know this. And so yeah, most of the beef places are Argentinian, and they have, you know, empanadas and milanesas there, pretty much at every single one of them. Which is fine by me, because I like them. Just another intersection, I saw that spray paint across the way, the Azen Loke. You see his name over a lot of shit everywhere. There's a close-up of it. I think this guy is a big-time person, because I saw his name written all kinds of fucking places. Apparently this one's done in 22. They seem to put dates on them. Some more graffiti. Again, more graffiti. After my first day of walking around by myself, kind of, you know, navigate the neighborhoods. Stopped at this one place, got a local beer that they make there. Over at the Cerveceria. Which I basically, they were nice. It's a Asian dude, like a 20-something Asian guy working it, and it seems like he had another kid who was this regular there. He complimented my Spanish, which is nice, because my Spanish is absolutely abysmal. But he had pretty good English, you know. I mean, obviously not perfect English, but I understood him perfectly enough. So, which I think he was selling himself short, which is funny, because it's basically what he said about me, so I don't know. Maybe he had a point. My Spanish was better this time than any other trip I've done. But I guess Duolingo helps with that shit. Some more graffiti. This building looks like it's all front. This Hotel Kwame looks like it was bricked up, and then somebody graffitied it. I think most of these stores probably open at night, or even in the evening. More shots of Arenas de Barcelona, which is the mall. This is also in that area, but the fountain that's currently under construction. There's a lot of fucking construction, man. They are improving things all over the place. This is my parents. I love them. They took me to, I was on a quest for some authentic Spanish cuisine, and they took me to this restaurant to get some paella, which is a big rice dish. It had some clams and squid and shrimp in it. But I love just all the ceiling, how they got all of that. You know, just outside. Most restaurants have a little outside right on the sidewalk where you can eat outside, but inside this place was super nice. Had to take a picture of the Puig. And then, of course, I forgot to take pictures of the paella, so I took a picture of the very last bits of it. They serve it on these giant fucking pans. It was really good. That place was very good. This made me giggle. I'm not sure if the sign was always like this, or if it was just slightly defaced. Because this little water drop man looks really high and kind of angry, a little bit psychotic. But this is just a car wash place, you know. When they were open, they're washing cars. But, like, he's got some red fucking eyes. He got the angry eyebrows. When I noticed, I walked by it a bunch and I didn't notice until one day. I was just like, wait a minute. This doesn't quite look right. So I'm not sure if it was slightly defaced or if it was always like that. The trash cans, but I took this one because of the Puta España. That was kind of funny. I guess I took a second picture of that fucking Burger King. So here's that park a little later in the week. Try to get a more artistic shot of the ground because of all that yellow, all those yellow flowers. Wah! Wah! How's it going, MASH? Just some of the buildings here. Just all the architecture, these just entire city blocks over and over again with all these buildings mashed together. Just old-ass stonework everywhere. And I love all the walkways that have these, like, tree tunnels almost. They're all over town like that. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous out there. Yep, I found a Hard Rock Cafe. Yeah, that's what it seems like. So yeah, I'll pop in and let you know. I'm gonna be doing this for a little while though. So this was a picture of the storefront. I bought several stuffed animals from here. Sent it to my wife to ask her which one she wanted, and she wanted this little toothless, so I got it for her. Which is funny, because the two other stuffed animals I bought were here. Alright. So I got, hold on a second. Disable the text to speak for a minute. So yeah, all of them were on this little shelf. I got a thing for me, which he's chilling up there. The little red guy. He's one of the bank robbers from the Netflix show Money Heist. But I saw him in that window and I'm like, I have to have him. And then there was another doll there that is meant for somebody else. Speaking of Daisy, took this picture because I saw Daisy and it made me laugh. I'm like, well, yeah, of course I gotta take a picture of that. So I did. And then the Mumbo mustache, I gotta laugh at that one. This, apparently there's a few of them, but this is the only one I really noticed, but I thought it was funny. Sex shot the Conte. With a K on there, nonetheless. Again, the graffiti, the weirdo. Such a weirdo. This is one of the malls that I went to. Just some of the artwork in it. I really enjoyed so much color out there. I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah, a photo doesn't do the roof justice. It was all animated swirlies. It was moving. It was very nice. Some more of the neighborhood, just kind of showing you just all the buildings are like this. Just big, multi-sectioned buildings, you know, that have just kind of ran together. But inside of these big building complexes, there's all courtyards. Common ground for people to sit at. I think these are apartments or a hotel, maybe. I think there's a couple of restaurants on top of this. Another angle. I thought it was funny when I saw this store. It was closed. You know, get the storefront. But apparently the old store was called Free. Well, no wonder they went out of business. Melissa. I had a pizza over here. It was pretty good. Again, more of these tree-covered pathways around town. Like, one direction of traffic's here, the other one's over here. And then you're going down the middle of it. There's, I didn't get a chance to eat at this ramen shop, but every time I walked by it, it made me laugh, because you got the giant Son Goku sign here. You know. Then we got this, another window with One Piece on it. This was in a bazaar. I saw this pizza cutter that was shaped like a bike, and it made me giggle, so I took a picture of it. Backed into this guy again. Just another graffiti I found around. I was like, oh, look at this cat. Just, you know, another one of these walkways. Traffic goes this way on one side, this way on the other side, and just down there, all these trees dropping the pretty yellow flowers all over the brownish, somewhere between burgundy and brown. There was a lot of these pathways that were that color. Back to that park again, because I passed through it a lot, but every day I went, there was more flowers dropped, and I really liked the way that looked. They stuck to my shoes. Towards the end of my stay, this was a sushi restaurant we went to. I liked the sushi restaurant because it had the soy sauce and the wasabi were both interesting to me there, because usually every time I have wasabi, it's just so fucking overpowering. So I don't like putting it on my sushi because, and same with soy sauce with the salt, it just feels like it's so overpowering that it takes away from the taste of the sushi to me. So having a mild wasabi, and they had this soy sauce that was sweet, as they called it. It wasn't salty, so that was really nice. I was able to kind of just enjoy all of it. I could still taste the sushi. They had a tank of turtles. This guy hogged the light the whole time. These guys just kept swimming into the wall. A lot of tile. You'll see a few of these through this whole thing, but a lot of tiles out there. Just, they love their sidewalk tiles, and so many different patterns and things like that. So, it's funny how this is working. Just kind of a little bit of that life of walking around a corner, you know. Just kind of what the city streets really just look like. A lot of life. People just, you know, there's supermarkets are everywhere, bazaars are everywhere. Basically, in each cluster of buildings, got at least one of each, you know. So the bazaars kind of remind me of like housewares section at a Walmart, except they're decently sized, but super packed. They just stuff a bunch of shit in there. So yeah. So, I did... Let's see here. We'll talk about karaoke first. Which I'm surprised I didn't see. I must have missed it. But there was I went looking for karaoke. I don't know where it is. That's bothering me that I didn't see it at all. But anyway, so I went on a search for karaoke. Stopped by one place. The sign, I thought I took a picture of it. I could have sworn I did. Maybe it wound up in the wrong folder somewhere. It was called, the sign read, Art Bar Musical, and then underneath it on the same sign, karaoke. So I went there thinking, obviously this place probably has karaoke. It's on the fucking sign. So I went and I walked in. There, the bartender girl, two girls at the bar. It was a very pink and white place on the inside. It looked like they had some easels in the back. But the two girls at the bar and the bartender were just shooting daggers out of their eyes at me when I walked in. And I was like, "Tienes karaoke?" And they were like, "No." And I'm like, "Bueno. Ciao." And I left. I'm pretty sure I wandered into a lesbian bar. I mean, you can't blame me. They put fucking karaoke on the sign. How am I supposed to know that they didn't actually have karaoke there? Or at least not for me. But I did find another place. This place called Aviva Vaz. I don't know what it's going to open. Because I had to steal this picture. Because I realized I forgot to take a... Most wants to open it in Photoshop. So yeah, just this the front of it. Did a couple of songs. I'll probably post those to YouTube. I don't know if I want to go through all of them right now, but the first day I went in there was a couple of really old ladies. And I'm like, I don't know if they're ready for me to do what I do. But I still said challenge accepted. So, after what at least was an hour of digging for a song, here, open this up. I finally settled on doing Sublime's Santeria. Hoping that maybe they didn't know enough of the words that I can get away with singing and it's chill enough. It was fine. They were nice enough about things. And I figured I'd try again another day, and I did. And it seemed like there was a couple of other younger couples there this time. So I'm like, alright, cool, I got this. So I hit them with the funky music white boy, and a couple of the older ladies there were, you know, called me muy guapo. And I'm like, alright, thank you. But I hit him with that and told him where I was from, and yeah. So that was a lot of fun. Well, since you're already doing that while I'm talking about karaoke, you're just going to get one of these performances, not from me right now. So let's see here. I'll give you the funky music, white boy. So hold on here before... So we need to pause our music. Let's see here. I guess since we need desktop audio for this, we'll do that. Lo siento.
Déjalo de aquí, déjalo de aquí.
A ver. Sí.
Hey, get it now. Yeah. Hey, once that was a boogie singer, playing in a rock and roll band. I never had no problems. Yeah. Burning down the one night stands and everything around me. Yeah. Got to start the feeling so low, and I decided quickly, yes I did, to just go down and check out the show. And there was dancing and singing and moving to the grooving, and just when it hit me, somebody turned around and shouted, "Play that funky music, white boy! Play that funky music, right! Play that funky music, white boy! Lay down the boogie and play that funky music till you die." Tina! They were a good crowd. They were singing along and shouting along with it. And yeah, the Screw Tack shirt was awesome. That was a gift from my sister. At first it wasn't easy, changing rock and roll and minds, and things were getting shaky. I thought I'd have to leave it behind, and now it's so much better. It's so much better. I'm pumping that never away, but I'll never lose that feeling. No, I won't. Of how I learned that lesson that day, when they were dancing and singing and moving to the grooving, and just when it hit me, somebody turned around and shouted, "Play that funky music, white boy! Play that funky music, right! Play that funky music, white boy! Lay down the boogie and play that funky music till you die." Tina! Oh, take your time! Come on! Play that funky music! Play that funky music! Play that funky music! Got to keep on playing funky music! Play that funky music! Play that funky music! Very good crowd. They were. That one went over a lot better. Like I said, the first day, the ladies were nice, but I'm like, I couldn't hit them with the heavier things. Because, you know, they're singing nice old lady music, and yeah. So we're going to talk about La Cultura, which was one of they have a weed lounge. They have several there, apparently, in Barcelona. They, I was introduced to it, so I went there every day. Like, outside the front is inconspicuous. They're not allowed to advertise on the front. So yeah, there's just a complete nondescript, storefront. It's got no signage, nothing there. Completely boring and bland on the front. And, yeah. Technically you saw it, but I'm not telling you which one it was. So yeah. I took pictures of the shop. Tried to frame out any people. I usually went there, bought a pre-roll. Right. Gotta ban somebody. So usually just got a pre-roll, but there was a couple of times I decided to make questionably bold choices. At first, I was like, "Oh, I've made a questionable choice," and I'm like, "No, no, I made a questionably bold choice because they make their own wax in house, so they gave me these gargantuan fucking dabs, and I did them. And well, here's the presses that they use to help make those." And yeah, it fucked me up. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to walk around the city here in about 2 hours after this. I need to buy myself some sunglasses so I don't just look absolutely fucking blitzed out of my mind the whole time. It was fine though. After a little bit, I sobered up enough to not be so obvious. But man, it was good. Their wax was very good. Definitely gave me heroic fucking half grams fucking dab. Jesus. So, I love a lot of their artwork they had posted up. I thought they were really cool. Like a piece of, I'm assuming that's a, kind of looked like a goose, but it's also maybe just as a piece of driftwood that looks like a goose. I don't know. Like, just taking a look, looking at their cases. They got a bunch of awards and stuff for their own, you know, Spain cannabis stuff. It was nice. They kept me high the whole week, so I really appreciated them a lot. Yeah, I think it's funny because I play this game at home all the time with the rings. And now the old prison to get to the good stuff here. Well, it's all good stuff, but yeah. The prison really caught me off guard. There's just the middle of Sants in Barcelona, the neighborhood there is this old ancient fucking prison. And on the outside of the walls, like the outside walls for that city block that the prison's located in, which it's not a prison anymore. It's empty. But they had all these signs, like they had all the artwork and then graffitied all over it. So yeah, liberty is not negotiable. So I enjoy just kind of like how it looks. Yeah, this is the wall of the prison next to just neighborhoods. It was really striking. Yeah, this is the actual prison building, or at least one side of it. Again, some art that was tagged over. Same here, but somehow somebody just decided to add Roadrunner and Coyote to it, which they look great. We got the seagull. Some other characters you may recognize from other things done in this weird art style. I couldn't even tell you what kind of art that is. This graffiti guy made me laugh. I thought he was funny looking. Some more of the art with graffiti on it. I mean, it says most of the walls are all like that. There was apparently a teacher strike going on, and parts of this prison were turned into a school. So yeah, that's what all the signs are about that you'll see hanging around. They are not shy about their writing their political beliefs on a wall. This is kind of a little bit of a peek inside from what I can see when I discovered one of the big walls had essentially windows. I was like, oh, okay. Some of the artwork also still there. Meow, meow, meow. Yes, cat. Doing a thing. Come on up. So yeah, more of the signs on the outside. So took some pictures at night of it because it looks distinct at night. All the outer walls are lit up, but the inside complex just isn't. But inside this building was. So this picture is funny because I was just walking home and I hear seagulls. These seagulls sounded like they were mimicking dog barks, and then they'd all start laughing about it. So you hear this like, arf, 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 and then all of a sudden they'd all just go, ha, 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 ha. And it was like 5 of them, and they kept doing that over and over again to like turn my head to look in there to see if I can hear them. And I see this picture of the prison lit up all inside. I'm like, oh, this is creepy looking. But then I left. No, I didn't exactly run away. I just turned and took a picture of it. Then my wife sent this back to me later, saying it looks like a robot face. So yeah, just more. Oh, I think I already took those pictures, but I took them again. There's apparently Jake the dog and Finn the human over here at one point. Here's that same picture from the day, though. That same angle, because I had to come back and do it. They were open one day, and so I took a quick peek inside. I think this is kind of the school portion of it. Across the street in one of the back corners. So that's... So that would be the prison. Let's see. Now we're going to get into some of the bigger shit. La Rambla and Bari Gothic quarters. Here, real quick, I will be right back. And we're back. So yeah, we did a lot of walking down in the Gothic quarters. And these are a lot of streets are just only wide enough for foot traffic only. Just entire blocks of tiny little alleyways like this. Which you'll see a lot of. And they're just old buildings with these ancient, like little statues and things all over the place, little gargoyles. All these are little storefronts and things. This building looked like it was covered in a bunch of eyeballs. I thought that was fun. Of course, my finger's in the fucking way. But again, these little supermarkets are everywhere. And some more, you know, just ancient buildings, man. Like, these things just look so old, and I'm just not used to buildings being that old. We went to a theater just to go have a drink, so we hung out in the lobby and went to the restaurant inside, but just the detail inside is just crazy how intricate this is. Definitely been in more Catholic cathedrals in my life here than I've ever been in the past 2 weeks than I have in my whole life. So, went in here and did a tour inside this one. Welcome in, Terravolt. Yeah, I'm just going over some of the pictures of stuff I've seen. I mean, all these giant gold scenes, I'm calling them, because I don't know what you would call these. But each one just depicts different scenes, different, you know, saints and things like that. I couldn't tell you what most of them were. But just like the stonework, arches all over, stained glass windows. That's just the ceiling, you know? Looking down here, too, there's fucking crypts everywhere. Like, I'm like, am I just walking over people's graves? Yes, yes you are. And here's an example of Vas de Joseph Ramsey del Sus, 1773. Inside this cathedral, there was a nice little pond, and there were some geese there. And this is still from the inside of that courtyard. They had little gargoyle statues. Again, the top of the church there that we were in. This goose just chilling on one foot. This was outside, still walking around. I saw a photo of this. I took a picture of this, but apparently there was an old photo during their Civil War that was going on for about 50 years, ended sometime in the 70s, of the same exact area, but sandbag wall to basically that the government made to keep all the people out. There's a lot of old government buildings and stuff in the area, so I'm assuming that those were strongholds at one point during the Civil War. Resident Evil 8? I don't think so, but maybe. I know 4 took place in a small mountain village. The same, that archway. All these gargoyles and stuff hanging off of the walls. Stopped to have some gnocchi and big old ball of mozzarella. That was very delicious. And then, you know, a ton of walking, ton of shops in this area. And this was part of... Yes, cat. No, you're not running away now. So we took pictures of this as old clockworks. This led down to some old Roman ruins, but that's a whole different section. We'll get to that in a little bit. And this is the same. It's that museum that was built on top of some ancient Roman ruins that also was a cathedral built on those Roman ruins that they turned the ruins into a museum at one point. There's a ton of these tourist shops around. I didn't go to any of them, or these kind in particular, with a bunch of the I Heart shirts, but I giggled at I Heart 6-7 because they had also I Heart 69 and I Heart MILFs and other shit. I argued with myself whether or not I wanted to keep it in, but I did because the door actually looks kind of cool. Some of those old doorways and stuff that they have there. It's just, again, just so much walking space, tiny alleyways that, you know, cars don't really drive in. Argentinian restaurant with some empanadas here. No empanadas, no life. Just an absolute, just so many blocks. So dense. So now we're kind of hitting more towards the coast area now. So there's a harbor with a bunch of ships and stuff there. An old military building or police station, maybe. Those are some, like, the old guard towers. Little things. Another random courtyard with a big statue in it. This was a big statue of Columbus, I think. I could be wrong, but this was down near right near the harbor. And again, just these intricate statue work all over the place. This was taking a shot across the, I guess, the bay. I don't know what you'd call that. I didn't go over there, though. But we did go to a meat festival in this area, which I'll hit that in a little bit. It's still the same statue from a different angle. Sector Naval. I think this is a Navy government facility building. Their Cannabis Street, fucking don't buy weed from here because it's not real, but you can buy all your peripherals from there. Just a street, a shop front that I like the picture of. And again, random ass plaza has park. So many of these are all over the place. Just every cluster of buildings, basically in the middle of it is some kind of public space to hang out at. Saw these mannequins up on somebody's balcony, and it made me laugh. Got a good chuckle out of them. I was like, oh. Hello there. Some of the buildings, but now at night. We went to a bar of craft, which I have a different section of in a little bit here as well. I love the red light shadow on the side of the green building. Thought that was really cool. Craft was just right around this corner. And they lit up all these buildings green. Just thought it was interesting. Some of those areas at night. I'm pretty sure this is an old church. We'll hit those videos in a moment. It's the same courtyard I got that, we went and got some ice cream. That ice cream is fucking delicious. Also have video of this real quick, but that's what I ended up with, the 4 flavors of that. Their theater, again, tons of construction happening. They're constantly improving. That was a candy shop that was closed at night, but that's all their artwork on their doors. I think the artwork is to keep people from tagging their shit. Which makes sense. If there's already art, more than likely they tend to ignore it. Just a cool towers. Here's a fucking Dunkin' Donuts for you, if you wanted to know that exists out there. Outdoor market area that's under a tent. I couldn't go in there. That was way too much. Way too many people there. But still, just really cool. Just really cool things to see. The bells were ringing on this church. The Pope was coming to bless the Sagrada because that finally got finished being built, which we'll spot those later as well. Just statues and shit everywhere. Storefronts all look so fucking cool, man. Like, the buildings just all look so cool. And then the winding alleyways with restaurants and shops everywhere and little tunnels and things that you go through. This one actually has cars I could drive on it. Stop genocide. This was the park. There was a botanical garden here. Same park with, a fountain statue. So it's kind of like almost like a Central Park area. The most boring building was that Burger King, which was interesting in its own right because of how starkly different it is from what I see Burger Kings looking like and from what everything else looks like out there. So again, another quarter. This is their big arch. They built a video wall for when the Pope arrives. Some of the light fixtures in that area. The arch. A closer picture of the arch behind that video wall. Just some of the decor in that same area. Just turn around and these different little pots like these were just, I don't know, wall section toppers. I don't know what you would call that. Giggled at the penis graffiti because, of course, there's penis graffiti. Why wouldn't there be? Cute man and dog. Just more art everywhere, man. Statues. Like, you can get water from this well. Just the streets. Every building is just so different. You can wander around the city and just for so long and not see everything. Again, more construction again. But just so much detailed shit on the side of random buildings everywhere. This was an Irish bar. We walked around all day, and I'm like, yeah. We finally hit the shop I was searching for. So we're like, let's stop at this Irish pub and have some vermouth. So we did, and of course, everything inside there looks cool too. There's my vermouth. Yeah, that had a very Irish pub vibe to it. It's another cathedral. That was the outside of it. But then inside the cathedral, again with the roof, these archways and all the stained glass, and then these scenes. Like I said, I don't know, maybe you can help me with that, what these are called. I mean, obviously this is, you know, Jesus on the cross, or I guess his scene, or I'm not entirely sure, because like I said, we got these little statues of nuns and priests, and I think that's probably the Virgin Mary. Not sure. But it looks so cool, and it's all fucking gold, and I'm pretty sure that's all, like, real gold. You know? Just so many of these, each one. And then we've, you know, got all these, like, saints, and I'm assuming they're saints, and priests, and statues of these, you know. Then you get that stained glass work. I'm just calling these scenes because they look like they're depicting different scenes, presumably things from the Bible. I'm, you know, making an educated guess. You know, depictions of scenes of angels. But yeah, again, I'm sure this is all fucking real gold. I'm sure this is probably the Virgin Mary. And maybe depicting her death? Maria Immaculada. Santa Teresa de Jesus. There's a big stained glass mural on the front. It was covered from the outside, so I can only get the inside of it. Here's a close-up of it, of just that beautiful glass work. More of the stained glass work inside. Just like, there were so many scenes of this, and over and over, like, at least a dozen of them. And again, right in the middle, like, there's all these seats here where you sit for your sermon, but right underneath it, they're crypts. It's like, this, somebody fucking died here. Here's his headstone. You know, and they're just on the walkway. Here's another one, a couple of feet away. But yeah, it was just down here. You could see the carvings on the ground. Every corner of the city is worth a painting. Is worthy of a painting. Absolutely, absolutely. The city is super fucking gorgeous. Statues everywhere. I'm sure this is another cathedral at one point. No, this is the outside of that one. So these are those windows that were behind each of the scenes. Just some more of the neighborhoods. Just everything is just so gorgeous. And in the distance, here's yet another fucking cathedral. I think I was told that it was converted to some kind of amusement park, but I can't confirm that. But that's just on the top of the hill. And they love the tile work. Like I said, all the sidewalks are all these tile patterns. They're all very wide. This one in particular here is basically like the unofficial city symbol, because those are absolutely everywhere. That's like the biggest one I saw. This was, we went to a German restaurant. I got a schnitzel and some tall beer there. The schnitzel is essentially is fucking Milanesa, but I got it with it was like an anchovy, an egg, and cheese, and a little bit of tomato sauce. And there was also sauerkraut that you could put on it. I gotta say, that was really good. What caught me off guard was the anchovies and the sauerkraut were, of course, I forgot to take a picture of the fucking thing. But they were surprisingly mild. Usually sauerkraut and anchovies are so, like, overpowering that you can't actually enjoy the food that they're on without just tasting it only, but it was so mild that it worked for me, and I was fine with that. I ate a bunch of that shit. It's like, sometimes not everything needs to be overpowering in taste. I don't know. Sometimes subtlety works wonders. Oh, this made me laugh. Luggage side, sunglasses side, green leaf side, souvenir side, football side. And then there's a Carl's Jr. They exist out there too. Also a Taco Bell and a McDonald's. So every time I found a first example of a restaurant, I'd always take a picture of it. More statues. There was some kind of festival. They were going there, but I didn't go to it. Foot Locker. Next to this giant horse statue. There's Five Guys. Surprise. And then, more picturesque, beautiful buildings. They got these crazy statues right here. And just a random building. A military government building. Yeah. Gobierno Militar. It's just so many. This is one of the bigger galleries we're getting through. But just so many random buildings with just ornate shit on the top of them. It blows my mind just how picturesque this city is. Just towers and statues and all kinds of detailed work. So there are pictures of the Meat Fest. I'll get to that in a little bit. They're in a separate section, but we went on a quest to find a family ancestor's street. His name is Ramon Ewell. We searched for a few hours, kind of getting a little lost into this city, but it was fine. My feet were killing me by this point because I had walked so much. I got blisters. My shoes gave out on me. It got bad. I had to get a new pair of shoes because it got bad. But it's okay. I pushed through the pain because I enjoyed seeing the whole city. Again, just crazy artwork on the doors when they close. Like, to keep the taggers away, they put art on the doors. Makes sense. Again, we went back to a different section of that big-ass Central Park area. So we got these two statues here. This here as well. Is it gold? No, I don't think he was gold. it was a lot darker than these pictures are letting on. Because, I mean, it was basically complete night by this point, but my camera's picking up more shit. Yet another church. We didn't go inside because they were closed, obviously. But more statues in the park. And some of the foliage, the pathways. Here's a fucking mammoth. So this was the giant fountain we were looking for another day. But all of these statues up here are all gold. It's just insane how intricate all this stuff is. Again, it was much darker than this camera is letting you on to believe. I couldn't tell with my naked eye that this was gold. It was so dark. But my camera color corrects and shows perfectly all the gold. And this is just in the middle of a fucking park. It's when we finally got to the Ewell Street. And I was carrying a wine glass from Meat Fest with me the whole time. Because I wanted to save it. Because they gave us a wine glass for... a little disappointed. This one actually has a little bit of a plaque. Writer and philosopher. Everybody apparently kept calling this building the Giant Suppository. I'll take their word for that. It looks about right. More of the intricate tiles that they've got everywhere. This one really nice hexagon patterns. But like clusters of these patterns make other patterns. And just above those, here's another, I think that's another hotel there. But again, just walking through. Ah, finally, we've hit the end of this batch. More door art. So this was Craft. This was a bar we went in to go see a random band play. It's my parents. But all the artwork on the walls there, and then you go downstairs, and this is where the bands were playing, and another bar is for live entertainment. But it's just this old, ancient fucking cellar. Is basically what this was. There's the band setting up around the little corner. This is a different bar area. Hey, wait, is this my guy? I think that is my guy. I didn't know I actually got a picture of him, but not with anything. So this guy, very unassuming looking guy, but he had these giant fucking skull rings on. I mean, he can break your face with the size of those fucking rings. But he was charming. Him and his wife were line dancing for these guys. They were doing like rockabilly stuff. Just more angles of the bar, upstairs towards the bathrooms, looking down to where the bands were playing. This was a light fixture. I just hit a point. I'm like, that looks cool. I want to take a picture of it. That couple line dancing. Phone charger on an old ass barrel table thing. A different picture of the light because they dimmed it, so I was like, maybe it's different. There's our band playing. That's the whole crowd of people in there. It got packed. It doesn't hold that many, but it's a cool spot. This lady eventually popped up and started singing with them. I thought she was just hanging out in the crowd, but I guess she has a couple of songs with them. Then me with my parents. So that was Craft. Here's the Roman ruins I'm talking about, but I'll be right back. Alright. So I'm back. The Roman ruins. There's a bunch of these, but we'll go through a little bit faster, because I know we've been going already for almost an hour and a half. So, yeah, so underneath the section of the city is these ancient Roman... My dad looks like a chill dude. No, he is a chill dude. He's... Yeah, my parents are awesome. I couldn't ask for better parents. So yeah, these ruins were just underneath. They excavated them when they discovered them, and... Hey, lovely cat, you can come back up, then you're gonna huff and puff. See? So, they excavated it, built the building over the top of it. And these are just things they dug up. You know, old busts and things like that. That was apparently the bottom of a sandal. They had little metal cleats, essentially, so you can grip and walk. This was an old board game of theirs, apparently, an ancient Roman. I have no idea how it's played, but, you know, there's the boards. These are the dice. This actually caught me a little off guard. How strikingly similar their dice are to our six-sided dice. Even the fact that they add up to 7 on each, you know, if you look at the opposing sides, will always add up to 7. It's a close-up of the board with the pieces on it. Looks like it might be some chess-like game. More dug-up artifacts. So this was a wall. It looks like there's a bunch of debris that got buried, because you can see this clay pot right here. You can even see some kind of bone somewhere. I can't remember. But there's a wall. It's probably like animal bone. Up there it is. It's probably an animal bone of some sort. Just a trash dump that got compacted over the years. Fossilized. Just, you know. It's just crazy that, you know, just... this just exists underneath the city. Just over and over again, civilizations collapse. And then they bury the old shit, put their shit on top. And so this is... Yeah. It blows my mind. It just... Apparently a lot of this area under here was like where they made wine and fish and things, and stuff like that. It seems like a lot of that. You can see like aqueducts and things running through each of these rooms. I guess presumably to get rid of water. I think these might have been some kind of bath, maybe. I'm not sure. Again, the column work. And that's just all the stuff that they excavated. But there's probably so much shit just buried underneath the city. Here's an example of the aqueduct. Of the plumbing system here. I think this had something to do with making wine. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely... Yeah, I don't know all of the stuff. This was a creepy tunnel. I tried to use my camera to see if I could see further down in there. Because they wouldn't allow us to go over there, so I couldn't see what was there. This is an example of, you know, them rebuilding with what they had, and I don't know what kind of container this was, but it's just wedged into a wall as a giant brick. Yeah, it's crazy for me, because I've never been really to anything this fucking old. And I mean, this shit is just ancient. It doesn't look like much, I know, but... it's just pieces of of what they found. They kind of reconstructed the stuff around it to kind of give some context. Old tile floor and a bit of the sign they found. You know, just random bits of stuff. Here is an old comb. They kind of stenciled out what's missing on it. So here's a map of Barcelona on top of the map of the old Roman city. And so here's outside the walls. Where we are is right here. That little section right here. That's our museum. Just some more pieces of columns and, you know, back into the shit there. You see all the tile work over here. It's amazing that this exists. These look like some kind of sewer access almost. Here's a painted wall. Repurposed, you know. I don't know what those stones are. They say something, but I know nothing. You know, tile mosaic stuff underneath. They just unburied it, and that's what it looks like. They almost look like headstones. Again, another example of the plumbing underneath there. This was us getting ready to leave the museum. Pieces of pots that they recreated with some other clay, so you can kind of see what the whole thing looked like. Some old coin. More pottery recreation. Like, here's the original shards, but then they recreated the rest of it. This ancient fucking box, tile work, mosaics. Just so... I do find this interesting. I'm not sure what this is depicting, but this is definitely the Romans encountering, presumably the Chinese, is what this fresco is depicting, and it looks like they're fighting it out. Probably over spices, because that was a big thing back then. A piece of an old ship. This is that. That's what the ship would have looked like. And then inside, here's another church built right on top of those old ruins. The ceiling. Like, that's the detailed ass fucking ceiling of the cathedral. This apparently was an old throne room. That is also built on top of those old ancient ruins. Roman ruins. So this is like an early Spanish throne room. Some old swords. Like a casket, some old pottery. Just so much stuff. Now, this was the corner of the Temple of Jupiter, what's left of it. This was in the center, just to the left in the center of that map. Their detail work is absolutely insane. We're all about the quickest, cheapest way. But just for centuries, people did this impressive built from stone. All these columns. Here's some of the brickwork that existed. I think they filled in the rest with this brick. But yeah, that... Okay, these are a couple of repeat pictures from a different camera. This one looks like there's a creepy ghost. Again, all of this is just intricate stonework. It's mosaics. There's a close-up of that ceiling again. Just, it's absolutely wild what they did back then. So this was we were on a trip to go see another cathedral called Montserrat, a very famous one, very high up in the mountains. Took a day trip out there, caught a train, so I took a bunch of pictures of the countryside along the way. Caught this quick town as we were going by. It made me laugh because obviously this is some kind of Middle Eastern writing, but it's a Carniceria El Germans. So basically it's like a German meat store, but run by Middle Eastern guys, and then they show you the cute pictures of the animals that you're gonna eat. It's more countryside. Here's an old castle up here. Presumably abandoned. Just absolutely gorgeous countryside, too. We caught a little cable car up the mountain, so we didn't have to climb it. Honestly, because I'm pretty sure DayZ's based off of a real location, and those castles really do exist out there. They're just random-ass abandoned castles on tops of fucking mountainsides. I thought that was weird until seeing it in person. You know, there are just abandoned castles. That was the little cable car that took us up. We have to watch the videos of this. But we'll do the pictures first. Just that. Oh, I know. Oh, I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if Montserrat itself as a location exists in video game form in a game. I mean, this place is way too picturesque to not fucking put in the game. This is us getting ready to enter the church. There was this fucking choir just singing, and it's the sound of them just echoing through everywhere. It was hauntingly beautiful, which we will play in a second. But yeah, this is still just outside. This is still, we're entering kind of the courtyard area inside the whole thing, but it's still not quite inside. They got all these statues. Here's all the areas where you can light your candles. And there's like water running down here, like off the cliff. There's a statue there. More statues built into the walls above the front entrance. Just absolutely insane. I think it's Jesus and the 12 Apostles, if I'm gonna guess. Like I said, I'm not necessarily the greatest at knowledge of this stuff. This is on the ground. I tried to get a better picture, but there was never a moment I can get without somebody immediately stepping onto it afterwards. So this was inside Montserrat's cathedral. They said no photography, but I took the pictures anyways. Because how can I not? I mean, just the fucking gold all over the walls is absolutely fucking insane. It's just, I'm sure this is where the choir was singing. This gold Jesus here, and I don't even know what that is. Lectern maybe, but then this somebody's supposed to give speeches here. Well, thank you. I appreciate comments or a DMC final boss. I'm sure something like this has got to exist in a game. This was all like silver and gold, and this was this spot right above, right here. Tried to be as sneaky as I could with some of those pictures, but couldn't get everything. There was so much to see. It was like information overload inside that building. There was so much to see that I couldn't even, like, focus. It was awe-inspiring. Caught a few more of these statues of bishops or apostles, saints. I like this one. It's kind of one of those inverted statues that look like they're staring at you. There's my parents outside the front gates to Montserrat. We went out to go see the monument of Ramon Llull. Again, more landscape. This is the staircase of Ramon Llull. Of course, my fucking camera decided to focus on the chain instead of the stairs. They had to put up this fence because people kept climbing it and they wanted people to stop. Makes sense. Sad, but it makes sense. But yeah, so that's a monument to one of my ancestors. I guess it's the steps of, you know, God, the angels. Not sure what Cell is. Earth. I guess this is the earthly plane, the humans, the animals, the plants. Not sure what Flama and Pedra is. The earth and fire, maybe? But this was just right there, right behind it. That's the view from up there. Fucking absolutely gorgeous. Saw a butterfly, had to take a picture of him. And then on the way to that little monument, it's still all up in Montserrat, they just had this like street where they were just selling all kinds of cheese. So many different kinds of cheeses. Like, I ate some of this shit. It was delicious. We brought home some of this cheesecake. I killed off what was left of it. That's why she can't find it in her fridge. Sorry, not sorry. She told me to eat the leftovers, and I saw that shit. I'm like, well, it's left over. I'm gonna eat the rest of this fucking cheesecake. There's some honey that they made. It's got the honeycomb in it. Pesto cheese. This pesto cheese was fucking delicious. Oh my god. I went and got a cup. They were selling cones of mixed cheeses. Like there's green and black cheese. I never seen a black cheese. This piece of black cheese was fucking soft and delicious. I've never seen black cheese before, but it exists, and I ate it in that cup. It was fan-fucking-tastic. So this is from the bottom of the hill at the train station, looking back up at Montserrat, where it's up in this area. I'm kind of surprised they didn't carve people's faces into the side of these mountains. So here, real quick, we're gonna pause the music, open up the desktop audio, because we need to play the couple of these videos. Just a little bit of... You can hear the bells going. But this one...
It's closed right now.
The acoustics. They're singing inside that fucking building. There's no speakers pumping the shit out to us. Haunting sounding, man. Haunting. Oh yeah, I could see some grand duel. I'm sure there has been a grand duel or two in those hallways, to be honest. Beach trip. There's only a couple of photos of this one. I can't remember the name of the beach. It was about a train ride about an hour out of town. There was a lot I couldn't get, but there was just a ton of people just topless. And I'm like, all right, I get the vibe here. But, you know, I tried to not get any of that, so I'm not trying to creep on people. Went seashell hunting, found a bunch of seashells, but it's just gorgeous beaches, man. Gorgeous scenery. There's my parents again. My stepdad has a few bands out there, so we went to one of his shows. And my mom asked me to sing a song with her because she did a couple of songs with them. It's a little bit of them warming up first before the show, and downstairs at the bar at that time, and everybody's starting to arrive. Now they're in the middle of the show, and I'll play one of the videos here in a little bit. I was getting a drink at the intermission. Go back up there, it's packed as fuck. Get to a video here in a second. I guess these are all working here. I guess that's the it. Alright. As far as video goes, I'm going to play the Come Together song, because that's the one I got a little bit of singing in. I'd like to play everything, but that's just, there's so much. Which is funny, because Blue Eyes Red Roses is a song they covered that we were just listening to. So that's my mom singing. My dad's on drums. I'm fucked up. But I only had one practice under me. Crowd loved it. They were all singing along. It was fantastic. I'm gonna play this song for a little bit. I will be right back, but I'm gonna let this roll. I gotta fix this.
Hey, I'm looking around the key. Stay in a nice place, let it come naturally. Couple of kids playing hide and seek.
I'll be right back.
Maybe it's my fault, I never lived by rules like this. Playing the game, blue eyes, red roses, shooting straight, thinking that you all day. Love is like a ball and chain. Ladies and roots at a bad week. Six pack of drinks and one I think. Couple of words playing hide and seek. Maybe it's my fault, I never lived by rules like this. Playing the game, blue eyes, red roses, holding the flame. Blue eyes, red roses, keeping the flame. Blue eyes, red roses, shooting its flame. Thinking about you all day. Love is like a ball and
So this song was from my dad's old band in the States, being covered by my dad's new band. He got permission. He's still friends with everybody because, you know, they broke up because he was leaving to go to Spain.
playing my game. Blue eyes, red roses, holding the flame. Blue eyes, red roses, keeping the flame. Blue eyes, red roses, shooting it straight. Thinking about you all day. Love is like a ball and chain.
Oh, I love performing. I've always loved it. So, I mean, alright, so now the Sagrada Familia. This cathedral has been under construction for the past 150 years, and they just finished it. Or put the topper on it, I guess. There's still some more, apparently, to do, but I think the main construction's all done. So the Pope came into town a couple days after I went here to bless it. So that was a big deal in the city. But it's so hard to capture its immense fucking size. This thing was huge. I mean, you saw it earlier from the shot from across the city. And it's just like, I can't capture all of it in the frame, being that close to it. Got these, like, Knights Templar down here. And again, here's another one of the Jesus faces that's inverted, so it always looks like it's staring at you. And then there's this weird blockhead Jesus with a skull down by his feet that is not block-shaped. Don't quite understand that. Like, he was kind of, like, hanging out. Like, the cross is, like, sticking out perpendicular to the wall, which was interesting. I still couldn't get the building on the either side of it. That's just the center section. It's just absolutely colossal. They use a lot of these nettings on new construction to catch any debris falling. Just such a gorgeous giant building. This is the backside. I'm pretty sure this is the older, more 150-year-old section of it. Future Dark Souls 4 location drop. Right. Fuck. And here's some more of the Jumbotrons and stuff for when the Pope arrives. This is my mom, the park, and the Sagrada. I tried to capture it, but it's just so hard. It is absolutely fucking colossal. And then we went and got smoothies. And this is the park across the street from the Sagrada. An old mural in the subway for the Sagrada. Me posing for it with my duck lips. Oh no, I forgot to turn off that. This was a cool park. I got slapped in the face by a pigeon here. It took off flying and then bah! I was like, what the fuck? Now these are some fun museums. There's two of them. Starting with the Museum of Illusions. So all of this is like artwork that's like forced perspective. So it's painted in a way that from a specific angle it looks like something else. So, you know, that's obviously not a giant hole. Here's me playing tennis with Shrek in a pink suit for some reason. I love this one. It's me climbing some stairs, being a massive giant. Like, this is the floor where the watch is, and that was the wall where his head is. Some more of the forced perspective from the wall to the floor. I mean, all of these are so good. Like, this was a fun little museum. Again, they're on the wall. This is on the floor. So this toilet was a toilet just sitting there. Somebody else took some pictures on it earlier. It was funny. I went to go and try to take a picture in it. I looked in it, and it looked like there was piss at the bottom of it. I'm sure it was like some lacquer or something, but I was like, yeah, I'm not going to sit on that. There's no seat. I don't want to take the chance. They have little arrows on the ground. to show you where to stand and face for certain pieces of art. I choose you, Pikachu. That's a nice Pikachu, though. There's a Kraken. This was in a corner. So you got the floor, the wall, and the wall. This is like climbing a mountainside. This is also in a corner. This is on the outside corner. Again, a corner of the wall. So yeah, it's a little bit of showing you how the force perspective works. Because that's from the angle. Here's my mom holding the hammer. This is this angle of these bees, how they're all stretched out at the bottom. And then here's the angle from the viewing spot. Here's me fighting an alien. The gun prop was real. This was in a corner. Twirling my mustache. Here's me fighting Darth Vader. Here's me being eaten by a T-Rex. Petting a giraffe. Some of the famous, what is it? Picasso? Here's me not trying to be eaten by a titan while brushing its teeth. Here's me trying not to be eaten by a dragon. I'm pretty sure that's Smog. Here's me fighting E. Honda. I like this one a lot. Now we went to a second one that day, the Big Fun Museum. This one's a bit different. This is just really quirky. So we started downstairs first, where they had like freaks and aliens and monsters. Here's a bunch of creepy ass jungle stuff. I'll never tell where I got those files. You know, these are statues. I'm pretty sure this dude actually exists. This kind of reminds me of the Cuphead Devil. Here's an Iron Maiden. This is another torture device. Apparently they put people in there and cooked the underside of the metal bowl. Here's a weird fish, a mermaid skeleton, or corpse, I guess. This guy's got a bunch of spears in him. There's our mermaid again. The Museum of Freaks. I'm pretty sure this guy is also a real dude at one point. I think all of these people might have been real at one point, and that's what this area of the museum's pointing out. The jaw of a megalodon. I think that's also the heart of a megalodon. Right there. How big it is for reference. Here's a metal pirate. Here's an Elvis with his, you know, famous for all of his disco balls. A Harry Potter room. A weird fish. Do mermaids look beautiful to deceive? Maybe. But that one was also old and decayed. Meat and guns. This guy's eating metal. Like all of his spaghetti is all metal chains. Here's like a Hindu Terminator. I don't quite know. Then they have this section of recreating artworks with food. So you might recognize some of these paintings. I'm pretty sure that's the Sagrada. Yep. Sagrada Familia. Cannot be good for your health. Especially that much. I mean, technically you get a lot of iron in your diet. But not like that. Start that over with. Now we hit the weird, wacky Alice in Wonderland trippy shit. This was a mirror's room. This one? Yeah. Just, this whole place was a cool museum. It had fun artwork. We'll come back to those. This was the upside down house, is what I'm calling it. Everything was upside down, so it is correct. They had a fucking Garfield movie playing on the TVs. That was funny. Just an upside down kitchen, nothing to see here. Had to take a look at the table spread. I was thinking maybe I should toy with the idea of flipping it normal. But far less interesting, if you ask me. Let me fix this one so I don't fuck my shit up. Here, now that I'm in the picture. Oh, it almost looks right until you see the mirror, the exit sign, and the sprinkler on the floor. I love this creeper blanket. Now this was the candy area upstairs. So that's what I'm calling it. There's just giant things, candy themed, donut themed, sweets. Apparently these two giant tongues making out. It's totally normal to have a sprinkler on the floor of a bathroom. Totally normal. Nothing strange at all. Some giant gummy bears. A donut wall. They're not real donuts. Unicorn bike. I'd ride that unicorn bike. Tried to get that forced perspective, but I could not get the angle of it. Of the giant ice cream cone. Now this is like the giant things room. So everything is giant. Giant mouse, macarenas. There's a giant paella dish. Giant bottle of wine. Yeah, when you don't have a human in there for scale, it does lose a little bit. There's giant Woody. There's my mom in there. Me and the giant piggy bank. There's me with Woody. A giant handgun. A tiefling woman. Me and a donut. Alright, that's the end of those. But we'll grab the videos real quick of some of the other rooms. Took a video down the escalator. This clock was going backwards. This room had projectors going on each wall. I think the second video was better, so we'll put that one on. And then this is me taking a quick video of the upside down area. That upside down Batman must have taken forever. Alright, so that's the end of those videos. We're getting to the end here. Oh shit. Alright. Girona! Hop the train to a town called Girona. Girona, you'll recognize quite a few of these buildings if you've watched Game of Thrones. Not yet. Once we get... This is all the train ride. Again, another random castle. Stuck in that room just sitting and watching the walls. Right? Yeah, no, they had places for you to sit in there. What's wrong with the draft? And yeah, here's your random Daisy castle. Just driving by, there's just random ass castles in the mountains. So I was just taking pictures of the countryside again. A couple of videos. We'll grab those in a moment. So this was the town. But we're getting into the real meat and potatoes of it here. The ancient shit once we cross the bridge. This is the more modern side of it. Gracia. Girona. That's, sorry. I'm saying the wrong name. Girona. And then once we get across this river, is when all the streets start getting real old. And all these old stone floors. There's yet another fucking cathedral. It's weird seeing these ancient stone... stone work, and then being driven on by cars. So yeah, you might start recognizing some of these set of pieces from Game of Thrones. that especially, I believe that was the Sept, is what it was called in the show. Is this church here? This is looking down the steps. And this is just kind of looking around the town area. I mean, all these buildings are fucking old. Back to that church again, because this is still just basically out front of it. It's just absolutely crazy. Of course, there's still more construction. I think I like this little snake drain. But all these roads, all this shit built in, the fountains built into the walls, everywhere there's stuff like that. Tiny little corridors to walk down. These little tiny little tunnels, alleyways, ancient-ass doors. I love all the overgrowth. Apparently, this was a shot in the show of Arya running from the Faceless Man. It was running through these tunnels, or these alleyways and stuff, through that tunnel. Apparently, this is the bloody handprint she left behind. I saw that "Welcome to the Jungle" sign. I thought it was hilarious. I love this picture. This is right outside the restaurant that we ate at. Taking pictures of my food. This was a Spanish dish. It was like pork meatballs, cuttlefish, and some brown sauce. It was quite tasty. I liked it. That was a sandwich that my mom got, absolutely covered in mozzarella. This was like an octopus thing. I'm not quite sure what this dish was that my dad ate. And the cappuccino. That's just more of the restaurant. Back down the streets of this town. Here's another upshot. The building sky shot reminds you of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Okay. The one looking up. Just so many tiny alleyways, all stone flooring. All that vegetation just growing out of the roof of these buildings. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous out there. We didn't have enough to do everything. Enough time, but yeah, the bells were going off. It's just me. This one looks like this house looks like it had collapsed a long time ago. Just everything's so picturesque. I mean, it's no surprise that they used this for. This was apparently a university, is up here. Like this is part of the campus. Plants growing out of the walls. Absolutely gorgeous. I just cannot stress enough just how pretty everything was out there. I love the use of plants. Then we went and grabbed some ice cream again, of course. Pigeons were fucking everywhere. Back through the town to the bus station. Or the train station, sorry. We didn't get the high-speed rail like we did there, so we had to wait for one of the other kind of trains. This is on the ride back, just some of the graffiti on the buildings. And then, these were from a different camera. I just took a few more of the shots because they look good. Show you some detail on the gargoyles. Yeah, Girona is a pretty fucking place to be. Not as big, but that's fine. Look at this ancient fucking glass that they're probably going to restore at some point. Alright. Why is that not opening? We're just about done. Where the fuck did you open up at? There we go. I tried to get some video. This one wasn't quite as fun. I think that was my test video. This is the longer one. Of the countryside a little bit. But of course I keep hitting tunnels every time I pushed record. This was the high-speed train. We were going like 200 kilometers an hour on this fucking thing. Absolutely just flying. It was smooth. It was a really smooth ride. At first I was like, it doesn't seem like we're going that fast, but then the speed limit said that we were 200 kilometers an hour. Then we hit another tunnel. Okay.
Cute little baby Tom's container.
It's a cute little baby Tom's container.
Okay.
I love you. Yeah, this one was a bit longer of a video of just panning the countryside. I don't know if we'll catch any castles in this shot, though. Because we did pass the one earlier on. But again, that tagger, Azin or whatever, his name was all along the sides of these train tracks. Like, that dude gets around. All throughout Barcelona, all throughout the train ride out of Barcelona. I mean, this shit was thoroughly in. Goes fast as a blink, yeah. But it's absolutely gorgeous out there. Just go through some tunnels, and then it just opens up to this little park? I don't even know what to call it. Yeah, just walking around through these alleyways and these intricate doors are on the sides of these buildings. Just these buildings are so old. It's insane how old these buildings are. Just how many hundreds of years old everything is. So yeah. And we're getting close to the end here. There's not very many left. This is back in Barcelona. This is the University of Barcelona. we stopped by the campus to look around, and of course, just again, the stonework and arches everywhere. There's all these statues. This is a piece of art. I think it's the man, a thinking man. Statue of Alfonso X. There's my dad in contemplation. Ramon Ewell. He's staring off in his general direction. I don't know who he was. That shit was blocked. We couldn't go up into the university, but there's all of, again, stonework and plaques and all kinds of artwork. Then in the courtyard of this is practically a fucking jungle in there that it just like, you know, you got these old buildings, you go out and there's like a little waterfall and a creek and ponds. And then just this big ass rainforesty trees and foliage. So many dual set pieces. Right. Like, yeah, I'd be surprised if this didn't wind up, you know. This picture is fun because this is the first time I finally saw some stray cats. So there's 2 in this picture right now. They're just laying out there. I'm pretty sure they just live there. Nobody fucks with them because they probably keep the pest population down. There's that one chilling. Then 2 more cats showed up as soon as I thought I was done taking pictures of cats. And they flopped against the wall. The light fixtures, everything is just so pretty. The flooring. Alright. Towards the end of our adventure. The Meat Fire Festival. This was a lot of fun. Just so many booths were cooking meat. Trying to promote their restaurants, I guess. So those were lamb. Meat Fire, Barcelona. Those are the same lambs. It's pretty packed. They had some fucking funky ass music they were blasting, like pure funk. I was like, all right, I love this shit. They had a live band playing. Of course, they had delicious ice cream. This was my winner. Apparently, this is an Argentinian restaurant. Skirt steak. They like pulled skirt steak that was marinated in this red wine of theirs, a Malbec. I'm not a big wine guy, but I'm going by memory here. But yeah, oh, I had some of that. That was so fucking good. And they're just cooking them on these big old grills out in the open. And just, you know, taking pictures of other stands and their meat product they're selling. I don't think I actually stopped by this one. There was too much to be eaten in one day. I keep making jokes about this. I said the most dangerous carnival ever because these giant rotisseries were just going. This looks like a fucking rotisserie Ferris wheel there. Oh. We'll come back to the videos in a second. But yeah, it was just a fucking meat fest, man. Some kebabs. That was pretty delicious too. It was my only opportunity to get kebab. This was pork. I did eat some of that. Oh, it was good. It was tasty as fuck. It was a good way to cap off the week, for the 2 weeks, for sure. One of the last things we did. Yeah, see, this is talking about the skirt steak cooked on a traditional disc pan with Malva juice. Yeah, and that's how they served it with the bread and the... Yeah, so they make you buy meat coins. They made you buy meat coins, and then you had a wristband that they would scan, and that's how you paid. You just kept recharging the... How is that not a USA thing? I don't know. I feel like there's got to be meat festivals, and we just don't know about them. El kebab, Antonia. So that was my kebab. Oh, yeah, you're catching us at the end of talking about Barcelona here. Did a meat festival there. The signs for the bathrooms made me laugh. Yep, there's those lambs again. They were cool looking. There was this little mini delivery truck. I thought it was funny. I had to take a... Where the dogs have no noses. No, the city, Barcelona in Spain. There was the women's restroom. I didn't want to go too close. I just wanted to capture the sign. Ah, I hadn't watched Doctor Who. And there's my mom. So the last couple of videos, we'll play these. Stop the music. Fire this up for some of the meat fest videos.
El guitarrista no está acuerdo.
Oh, dude, this was so fucking good.
Like this, and you're gonna put this, okay?
Okay.
When you
I missed the branding. I was hoping to catch that, but so much meat. I did not have enough meat points for all of it, or stomach capacity. That funky fucking music. I really was hoping to circle around and get the branding, but I missed it every time. This is just the kebab stand, which was fucking delicious. Enjoyed it immensely. It didn't come off on one fell swoop either. Makes sense. What that's Castle of Meat. Of course, mine, when I was filming for mine, it didn't come off in one good pull like everybody else's did. But it was fine. It was still delicious. This guy chopping it up to some funk music. The band was a reggae band, but the music out the speakers was pretty funky. Well, I appreciate my camera work. Just take it from my phone.
Every video.
Well, we got this sailboat sailing behind. All right, what was this last one? Not more the same, but yeah, so you get the vibe that they were going with. Is there anything that I missed? Yeah. I think these videos I didn't catch. The statue here with the again, a forced perspective statue, though. That was interesting. Of course, nothing was flickering like this, but it seems like my frame rate on my camera and the frame rate of the electricity there. Well, I mean, it's Spain.
I knew you would do that. Can't put it past you.
Dude, that's my mom.
He's funny. Oh, no, I got you. So yeah, and it opened up into this courtyard again. There's all these like public plazas just in the middle of these clusters of buildings. A bunch of restaurant storefronts here. This is my ice cream shop video. Look how fucking pretty this shit Right. Oh, this is with the bells, the church bells going off. You can just hear those bells ringing from the whole area. So, vacationing Santa Claus. He looks good for. Oh, so yeah. Let's see. I don't need to show off my flight stuff. Oh, I put you in the wrong folder. That's the Sagrada Familia from far away. I zoomed in on it. So that's what that looks like from far away. That absolutely colossal fucking building. Where is the video of everybody's feet? There it is. I didn't want to film everybody's faces on the bus, but buskers, two accordion playing guys. So, just some pictures of the metro as well. Because I found it fascinating. I've never really been in a place that had a subway system. So yeah, kind of blows my mind. There's just like nothing stopping you from the tracks. I caught it on the way back. It was pretty empty when we caught this one. It was early in the morning. So I'm like, cool, let me get a picture of what that actually looks like. But yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna be right back. Mash, if you're still around, I'm down to hop onto DayZ for a little bit and make our way out towards the hole. But yeah, I will be right back to do some DayZ.